Hello, everyone. Oh, that's loud. So Tower Cold Chain, we are a cold chain packaging supplier. So very much focused on kind of upstream clients. Most of them are either contract manufacturers or kind of research organizations, clinical trials. So very much more upstream than kind of finished products. We have a basic design ethos, right? Robust, reliable, reusable. Reusable is an important point in this one. We are based pretty much globally, some holes in Africa and obviously LATAM, but we work with our customers on a global basis. There's a bit about me, we can skip that probably. So we are trying our best, because in the packaging cold chain supply industry, it is often thought as kind of carbon intensive, expensive, difficult to move goods from particular sites to particular sites. We want to try and show how well we can do, and a part of that is accounting for what we do as part of that chain. So, when clients come to us, they have the essential understanding of what they need to move, right? Those can be the size, the temperature, what kind of product type it is. These are the very basics that most people know, right? Then you have your supply chain, where you're going to go to, what kind of conditions you're going to see on those journeys, what the kind of infrastructure that's around to support, and the services you can buy from suppliers like us or other kind of logistics suppliers. And then we pile on top risk. So we are in a risk management, risk mitigation business. We try to maintain temperature, that may be -80, -60, all the way through to room temperature environments. What is the physical damage? What's the likelihood of products to be damaged through vibration, through impact, and what are the security requirements? And then once we've all thought about all of those, we then get to look at sustainability, right? A lot of the choices that we make throughout this are then already baked into this process. So when our clients first engage with us, we just prove to them that we have products that will work, for them. So the traditional qualification methods as part of the validation files for drugs being licensed or moved for different sites, we are looking at the qualification cycle, and usually we come in at the OQ level, and we're running lab tests, and we run laboratories, and it takes weeks, if not months of work to go through all the requirements of the customer. And then we run onto a PQ, field trials, running these out in the real world. Now the implementation, so that is on-the-ground training, support, talking to all the parties. There may be multiple parties within the supply chain. All need to know what they're doing, what part they're playing, who's looking after what things at what stages. There is also equipment. Where do we store things? How do we provide our solutions to people? Have people got enough access for these kind of potentially large devices coming in to collect their goods? And then in operation, there is making sure we have the right parts in the right places. There is the preparation, making sure the right skilled people are in the right places to do the right preparation of those goods. There's the freight costs, there's in-transit management, receipt management. All right, all of this stuff has costs. Costs from both carbon, costs in real money, and costs in people's time. And at the end of the day, we need to look at the complete loop of all this. What are we putting into kind of disposal systems, recycling systems? How do we account for all the carbon we've done? Now our systems are focused on being reusable. We use them for many, many clients. But the main carbon, because if we do that reusability, our main carbon is carbon in use. So 99% of our, 99+% of our carbon and our cost is in the air freight of moving things in a worldwide distributed manufacturing system. So how do we get better? How do we try to save carbon, try to save money, try to speed up the process for our clients? So we have a data stack that allows people to see what we offer, whether we are compatible with what they need, can we prove we can do what we need for our clients, and can they continually monitor our performance. So we have, take it quickly from our website, straight into the products. We don't have pictures of smiling children and people look into the sunset. We're telling you what we're selling, right? These are the solutions we normally have. We have other solutions as well, and we do a lot of bespoke work, right? But it goes direct into what do you want to do. Then this simple sack filling problem, right? But I've got n different products, n different quantities of products. Can I get the right solution for moving those around the world? Then we come on to the proof. So we can prove to you that we can do this for you. Now, this is in the traditional qualification method, so operational qualification, laboratory-based tests of transit, vibration, impact, temperature mainly in this case. But we've moved from thousands of pages of documentation that not all of our clients need to 5 or 6 pages of documentation that focus very much on what it is that we're trying to provide. Now, we always know we're going to have to supply all of this information at some point, so there are multiple levels, and we make it easy to get there. Now, traditional qualification takes time. Takes understanding, takes people to make a guess and a shot into the future and say, this is what we need. And we use standards quite often. Now, these standards are one size fit all. They're not always developed around your supply chain. So for the first pass, we have available to anybody who wants to come and use it a way of simulating real-world performance on our systems. So this is not new, but we are using our thousands of records of historical data. We're piling them in the place. They don't often make perfect sense because our clients do different things with them. So we have to use some kind of machine learning to be able to sort some of these bits out. So we find the clean data and we update our models so that you can come in and apply a new situation to those. In the background, we have very kind of complicated calculation modeling systems, right, that allow us to do much, much more, right? So those are the main differences: instantaneous results and minutes or days, depending on how long you want to do it. But it's still a lot quicker than coming to us with a full protocol and asking us to test, right? And at the moment, all of this is free, right? So the important bit about the simulation, the quickness, is that I don't have to test one scenario. I can test many scenarios, or I can bracket scenarios. I can look at if one lane is difficult, one lane is simple. Can I put in multiple ranges? Can I understand what the difference between those lanes are and whether the product that I can provide is the right product for those lanes? So, with all that simulation, all it's about is building trust. And all of our products, for 20 years, we've had IoT devices on all our products, showing people how they've transferred through the supply chain. But now we give it to everybody. It's cellular, it's live, right? You can track your shipment, you can review your shipments, you can see where they are, you can see how they're performing. And with the addition of the simulation technology that we have on top, we can then pump the information direct from live into the virtual and see, I've got a product that's in movement, it's going wrong, something's delayed, customs problems, what can I do about it? And at that point, you can bring in other services. What services are available local to this device? How can we support it? How can we guarantee that the product is going to make it to the final destination? So meteorological data, transport, available flights, things like that. All this can be flown in at this point. So with all of this, really, the key question is, can we provide the right performance product for your needs to move your goods from site to site, protect them, right? And can we do that within the right risk frame for that lane? The traditional models tend to mean you end up doing one solution well, and trying then to fit that to the real world scenarios. So with all of the tools that we've shown on there, what we're able to do is provide more products, different performance levels, different weights, different costs, and especially different amounts of jet fuel burned when we move these across the world. So the main focus for us is to make our information available to everybody and have everyone be able to use it when they need it, rather than coming to talk to people like me and sit and wait and discuss. This is very much about self-serve. People can get the information and they can trust us, hopefully. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, James. Any questions from the diehards that are left in the room?
I've got a bit of a stinker, if you like.
Go for it.
Thanks. James, we've just heard this week about the first fridge-free vaccine.
Yep.
Apparently, after 7 or 8 months at 45 degrees, it was still completely viable. Do you think this is a technology that's going to help assist? Or?
Well, I mean, obviously, right? We are trying to, in what I'm describing to you, is to try and make our industry, the kind of cold chain supply, the transport supply, try to make it simpler, easier, and cheaper, right? That is because most people see this complicated and expensive and a barrier, right? So having vaccines available in parts of the world that are not well served by support services, dedicated professionals, all of this can only be a good thing, right? And as I said, most of the time we're focused a little bit further upstream as well. So a lot of the processing stuff is still good business for us. So we don't see this as particular risk, and we see it as a wonderful new future.
Fantastic. And I guess after, with everything going on, there's been such a push on reducing, I suppose, the geographical reach of how people are getting from the manufacturing plant to the patient.
Yep.
Is that affecting the business as well?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we have traditionally gone big and performance-heavy systems because we have millions of dollars of drugs per unit movement, right? Now, the big push for cell and gene therapy, direct to patient, is great. At the moment, it seems like we're well serving the billionaires and millionaires of the world. They'll be able to get these treatments. But as these things become more, the science becomes better, it's about getting patient manufacturing to patient. Now, that has got to be simple. It's got to be efficient. Because, in fact, the number of movements goes up. And if the number of movements has an efficiency loss, the impact is just going to get greater, exponentially greater. So that's where developers like us need to come in and provide that simple and efficient service and understand what our clients and their patients are going to need.
Perfect. Thank you.
On one of the first slides, I've seen the EcoVadis medal. So what was your incentive to answer to EcoVadis, and what's your score, if you don't mind sharing?
I can't remember what the exact score is. I know we're going for gold this year, so we are constantly working to improve that. It is really a way of showing the industry that we're not just a problem that people have to overcome. Right? We've always focused on reusable products, and I think most of the people in the industry now see reusable as a way forward, but it does have a problem, right? If you use this for a worldwide distributed system, you can get lots of flows in one direction, lots of flows in another direction. Do those flows match? Does that product work in all areas of the world? So there is a problem that we do have to get over, and the first part of that is accounting for what we do now.
Great. Well, thank you, James.
Thank you.